Imagine being born into a world where everyone tells you you can never rule. Not because you are weak, not because you are unintelligent, but simply because you are a woman. Now imagine proving every one of them wrong. More than 1,300 years ago in ancient China, one woman dared to challenge centuries of tradition. She began her life as a young girl in a noble family. She entered the imperial palace as a teenage concubine. Many believed she would spend the rest of her life serving others. Instead, she climbed higher than anyone ever imagined. She became the only woman in Chinese history to officially rule as emperor. Some people called her a visionary, others called her ruthless. Legends accused her of terrible crimes. History still debates the truth, but one thing is certain: she changed China forever. Was Wu Zetian a cruel ruler, or a brilliant leader who refused to accept the limits placed upon her? Today, let's discover the extraordinary story of Wu Zetian. Long before she became one of the most powerful rulers in history, Wu Zetian was simply a little girl. She was born in 624 AD during the Tang dynasty. Her father was a successful businessman and government official. Unlike many fathers of his time, he believed his daughter deserved an education. This was unusual. In ancient China, many girls were taught only how to care for a home. But Wu's father had a different idea. He allowed her to read books. She studied history, she learned poetry, she practiced writing beautiful Chinese characters. She listened carefully whenever scholars visited their home. The more she learned, the more curious she became. She often asked questions that surprised the adults around her. Why must only men become rulers? What makes a great leader? Can wisdom change the world? Many people smiled at the young girl's questions. Some even laughed. To them, she was only a child. A girl could never become emperor. That was impossible. But Wu Zetian did not argue. She simply listened and remembered. As she grew older, her intelligence became impossible to ignore. She spoke with confidence. She observed everything around her. She understood people surprisingly well. She knew when someone was honest. She knew when someone was hiding something. She was learning one of life's greatest lessons. Knowledge is power. When Wu Zetian was only 14 years old, her beauty and intelligence reached the Imperial Palace. Soon, an important message arrived. The emperor himself had chosen her. She was ordered to enter the palace as one of his concubines. For most families, this was a great honor. But Wu understood something others did not. The palace was not simply a beautiful home. It was a place filled with secrets, jealousy, competition, and dangerous ambitions. Every smile could hide a lie. Every friend could become an enemy. Every mistake could cost a person everything. As the palace gates slowly opened before her, the 14-year-old girl took one last look at the world she had always known. She had no idea that the journey she was beginning would one day change the history of China forever. At the age of 14, Wu Zetian entered the magnificent imperial palace of the Tang dynasty. The palace was unlike anything she had ever seen. Golden rooftops shone brightly under the morning sun. Beautiful gardens stretched in every direction. Clear ponds reflected colorful flowers and graceful bridges. Hundreds of servants quietly walked through long stone corridors. Everything looked peaceful. Everything looked perfect. But behind the beautiful walls, life was very different. The palace was one of the most dangerous places in China. More than 3,000 women lived inside the emperor's palace. Some were servants, some were musicians, some were dancers, and many were concubines. A concubine is a woman who lived with a ruler but was not his official wife. Every one of them dreamed of gaining the emperor's attention. Because attention meant power, power meant influence, and influence could change a person's entire life. Wu Zetian quickly understood the rules. Speaking too much was dangerous. Trusting the wrong person was dangerous. Even showing too much happiness could make others jealous. So instead of trying to impress everyone, she watched. She listened. She learned. Every conversation became a lesson. Every smile revealed a secret. She noticed who spoke honestly. She noticed who whispered behind closed doors. She noticed who controlled the palace without wearing a crown. While many people admired beauty, Wu admired knowledge. She spent her free time reading ancient books. She studied history. She learned about successful rulers. She carefully observed how ministers spoke to the emperor. She wanted to understand power, not just possess it. Soon, the emperor, Taizong, noticed the quiet young girl. She was different from the others. She did not compete loudly. She did not argue. She answered questions calmly. She spoke with confidence. Although she remained only a low-ranking concubine, she gained something much more valuable: experience. Every day inside the palace taught her another lesson about leadership, another lesson about people, another lesson about survival. Years passed. Wu Zetian grew wiser, but then everything changed. The emperor became seriously ill. The palace grew silent. Servants whispered in fear. Doctors hurried through the halls carrying medicines. Everyone knew China was about to have a new emperor. No one realized. This moment would completely change Wu Zetian's future. When Emperor Taizong finally died, ancient tradition demanded that his concubines leave the palace forever. Most of them would spend the rest of their lives inside a Buddhist temple, far away from power, far away from politics, far away from history. Wu Zetian was only 25 years old. Many believed her story had come to an end. But fate had written a very different ending. Someone inside the palace had not forgotten her. The new Emperor Gaozong. And soon, Wu Zetian would return to the palace in a way that shocked the entire empire. Wu Zetian's life inside the palace seemed to be over. After Emperor Taizong died, she was sent to a quiet Buddhist temple. Her beautiful silk dresses were replaced with simple gray robes. Her long black hair was cut short. The grand palace became silent memories. Every morning, she swept the temple floors. She prayed. She read ancient scriptures. Many people believed they would never hear her name again. But history had another plan. Before Emperor Taizong died, his son, Prince Li Ji, had already noticed Wu Zetian. Unlike many others, he admired her intelligence. He remembered her calm voice. He remembered her sharp mind. Now, Prince Li Ji had become Emperor Gaozong. One day he visited the temple to honor his late father. As he walked through the peaceful gardens, he saw Wu Zetian again. Time had changed many things, but it hadn't changed her confidence. They spoke. They remembered the past. Soon. The emperor could not stop thinking about her. He wanted Wu Zetian back inside the palace. But bringing back a former emperor's concubine was against tradition. Many ministers opposed the idea. Some called it disrespectful. Others warned it would create conflict inside the palace. But Emperor Gaozong ignored them. He ordered Wu Zetian to return. The palace gates opened once again. This time, she entered with much greater confidence. However, someone else was waiting. The emperor's wife, Empress Wang. At first, Empress Wang believed Wu Zetian would help her. She thought Wu could distract the emperor from another favorite concubine, but she made a mistake. A very dangerous mistake. Wu Zetian quickly became the emperor's favorite. Her intelligence impressed him every day. He asked for her advice. He trusted her opinions. He listened carefully whenever she spoke. Slowly, Wu Zetian was no longer simply a concubine. She was becoming one of the most influential women in China. Jealousy spread through the palace. Servants whispered. Ministers watched carefully. The palace became a place of fear once again. Then, a terrible tragedy shocked everyone. Wu Zetian gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. But only a few days later, the baby suddenly died. No one knew exactly what had happened. Some ancient records claimed that Wu Zetian blamed Empress Wang for the child's death. Other historians believe the truth may never be known. Even today, scholars continue to debate this mystery. What is certain is this. After the tragedy, Empress Wang lost the emperor's trust. Her position became weaker. Wu Zetian became stronger. The road to the throne had begun. And soon, nothing in China would ever be the same again. The Imperial Palace was changing. Every day, more ministers supported Wu Zetian. They admired her intelligence. They respected her judgment. Even foreign visitors noticed something unusual. Whenever the emperor faced a difficult decision, he asked Wu Zetian for advice. She listened carefully. She studied every problem, then she spoke calmly, again and again. Her advice proved correct. Slowly, the emperor trusted her more than anyone else. But inside the palace, not everyone was happy. Empress Wang watched her influence disappear. Many powerful families feared Wu Zetian. If she became empress, everything would change. Then, the emperor made a decision that shocked the entire empire. He removed Empress Wang from the throne. Soon after, Wu Zetian was crowned the new empress of China. The grand ceremony took place inside the magnificent imperial palace. Golden banners waved in the wind, temple bells echoed through the capital. Officials bowed deeply. Thousands of people celebrated. For Wu Zetian, it was the greatest day of her life, but becoming empress was only the beginning. She did not want to be remembered simply as the emperor's wife. She wanted to rule. She wanted to improve the empire. She encouraged education. She promoted talented officials instead of choosing people only because they belonged to powerful families. She believed ability was more important than birth. Many ordinary people welcomed these changes for the first time. Some believed they could earn important positions through hard work and knowledge. But powerful noble families were furious. They had enjoyed special privileges for generations. Now, a woman was changing the rules. Rumors spread across the capital. Some accused Wu Zetian of being too ambitious. Others called her dangerous. Every decision she made was questioned. Every success created new enemies. Yet, Wu Zetian never showed fear. She understood a simple truth. The higher you climb, the stronger the wind becomes. And soon, the greatest challenge of her life would arrive. The emperor himself would become seriously ill, and the future of China would rest in Wu Zetian's hands. As the years passed, Emperor Gaozong became seriously ill. Pain often kept him away from the throne. Many government meetings had to be canceled. Important decisions could no longer wait. Someone had to lead the empire. That person was Wu Zetian. At first, she simply helped the emperor. She read official reports. She listened to government ministers. She reviewed new laws. She discussed military plans. But slowly, the ministers realized something. It was Wu Zetian who was making the decisions. The emperor trusted her completely. Soon, officials from every corner of China came to the palace. Some expected to meet the emperor. Instead, they stood before Empress Wu. She listened carefully to every problem. She asked difficult questions. She demanded honest answers. Many ministers were surprised. She understood politics as well as any man in the empire. Sometimes, even better, Wu Zetian believed that talent was more important than family background. She promoted intelligent people, not simply those born into wealthy families. This made many ordinary citizens happy. For the first time, a poor student could dream of serving the empire. But the powerful noble families became furious. They believed only ancient noble families should rule China. Now, a woman was changing hundreds of years of tradition. Rumors spread throughout the capital. Some accused Wu Zetian of wanting absolute power. Others claimed she had become too dangerous. Secret groups began meeting at night. Some planned to remove her from power. Others even spoke of rebellion. But Wu Zetian was always one step ahead. She built a network of loyal officials across the empire. She rewarded honesty. She punished corruption. She carefully watched those who threatened the government. Many historians describe her as a brilliant strategist. Others believe she became too harsh. the truth, maybe somewhere in between. Then, in 683 AD, Emperor Gaozong died. China entered a period of uncertainty. Several emperors ruled for short periods, but everyone inside the palace knew the real power remained with Wu Zetian. And finally, in 690 AD, she made the most astonishing decision in Chinese history. She declared herself Emperor of China, not Empress, Emperor. For the first and only time in more than 2,000 years, a woman officially ruled China as emperor. The impossible had become reality. For the next 15 years, Wu Zetian ruled China as emperor. She established her own dynasty. She strengthened the government. She expanded agriculture. She encouraged education. She promoted talented people from ordinary families. Under her rule, China became richer. Trade increased. The empire became more stable. Many historians believe she was one of China's most capable rulers. But her reign also had a darker side. Wu Zetian trusted very few people. She believed enemies surrounded her. To protect her throne, she created a powerful secret police. Anyone suspected of plotting against the government could be arrested. Some disappeared forever. Some were forced to confess crimes they may never have committed. Others were executed. Many noble families lived in constant fear. Was she protecting China or protecting herself? History still debates that question today. As the years passed, Wu Zetian grew older. She was now in her 80s. Her health slowly declined. Many officials believed it was time for a new ruler. In 705 AD, a group of powerful ministers forced Wu Zetian to give up the throne, peacefully. She stepped down. Soon after, she died at the age of 81. Her dynasty ended. The Tang dynasty returned to power. But Wu Zetian had already achieved something no one else ever had. She remained the only woman in more than 2,000 years of Chinese history to officially rule as emperor. More than 13 centuries later, people still argue about her. Some remember her as a cruel dictator. Others remember her as a cruel dictator. Others remember her as a brilliant reformer who opened opportunities for ordinary people. Perhaps she was both. History is rarely simple. Great leaders often make difficult choices. Sometimes, those choices change an entire civilization. Wu Zetian proved that intelligence, determination, and ambition could break traditions that had stood for centuries. But her story also reminds us that power always comes with a price. History rarely gives us perfect heroes. It gives us extraordinary people who made extraordinary choices. Wu Zetian changed China forever. She gave opportunities to talented people regardless of their birth. She strengthened one of history's greatest empires. Yet, many feared her methods. Many questioned the cost of her success. So here's a question for you. Was Wu Zetian a visionary leader who transformed China? Or did her ambition make her one of history's most ruthless rulers? There is no easy answer, and that's what makes history so fascinating. If you enjoyed learning English through this story, subscribe to StoryVerse English. Every week we explore extraordinary people, powerful empires, and incredible moments from history, while helping you improve your English naturally. Today's new words 1. Concubine, a woman who lived with a ruler but was not his official wife. 2. Dynasty, a family that rules a country for many generations. 3. Intrigue, secret plans or actions to gain power. 4. Reform, a change made to improve a system. 5. Legacy, what people remember about someone after they are gone. Which new word did you learn today? And tell us, do you think Wu Zetian was a genius or a tyrant? Share your opinion in the comments. Until next time, keep learning, keep listening, keep exploring the stories that shaped our world.